All right, here we are. Show number two, the OC show. Number two, I am your host, Donnie Henderson, and I am so excited to announce that I'm back for show number two, the OC show, brought to you by me right now. No sponsors yet, but we are ground up, and I just want to give all the thanks to God first and foremost. But I want to thank all of you who were a part of the first show and were able to share or to like or subscribe. I've got five subscribers, five subscribers, and I appreciate all five of you. Hopefully, I'll get some more subscribers after show number two. Got five subscribers, 50 views for the first show. And I couldn't be happier to be on here for show number two. I got a good show for you. Want to go over a couple different things because I knew this would happen. And for those of you that do know me and the people that are watching mostly do know me, I don't have too many strangers watching, I don't think, as of yet, with the only 50 views. But for those of you that know me, I'm a little bit of a geek. I am a sports geek and I'm a science fiction geek, but with being a geek, I often throw a lot of Easter eggs out there. I threw some Easter eggs out, and several of the viewers that I spoke with this week, and everybody's given me some great positive feedback. I appreciate that more than you know. But I'm going to throw Easter eggs out in each show, and I'm going to throw some things out. But the biggest Easter egg was asked, and was already asked by someone who watched show number one. They asked me this: what does OC mean? What does OC mean? I am going to reveal that once one of you guess it. And I want someone to guess it and leave it down in the comments for this video. If you think you know what it is, let me know what you think. And if you have it correct, I will give you a nice shout out on show number three. So let's get into show number two. Sports Jewel. Sports Jewel. Our Sports Jewel today, we're going to go to the state of Tennessee, Tennessee State University, HBCU, Historic Black College. The Tennessee State Tigers announced this week the addition of men's ice hockey. Why is that important? Now, I'm not going to get into a lot of political things and a lot of social type issues on this show. That's not what this show is about. That's not what I'm about. When it is necessary and when it does make sense, I'll make comments because at some point I'll take suggestions on different topics, and if it comes down to something that you want my opinion on, I'd be happy to give it to you, whether you like it or not. But like my opinion or not, I should say. But HBCU, Tennessee State University, announced the addition of men's ice hockey, the first HBCU college or university to add men's hockey. I think that's wonderful. I think that's great. I think that's going to open the eyes and open the doors for young African American men and women, because they are going to start a women's team as well to pursue hockey. Um, and I didn't do this on purpose. I am actually wearing Detroit Red Wings today, which is Detroit's hockey team. But I just think it's great. 2024, 2025 will be that's the official timeline given so far for Tennessee State to compete on a club level. They'll either be Division Two or Division One starting the 2026 or 2027 season. But college hockey is definitely not something that's on my sports radar typically. But being from Detroit and wearing the Detroit Red Wings today, so it all kind of worked together. Um, I appreciate the sport. I appreciate the sport of hockey. It's a great sport to watch. It's very fast. You have to be very skilled to play it. But representation from the black community is just not there. And so I'm loving that an HBCU is going to start a team and probably open the door for more black boys and girls to be able to know what the sport's all about and to be able to see that sport a little bit more up close. So big ups to Tennessee State University, Tennessee State University Tigers. Go Tigers. I am now officially not just a Detroit Tigers fan, but a Tennessee State Tigers fan. I love the fact that they're adding ice hockey. Now, My topic of the day has to do with loyalty. Loyalty. Um, Loyalty is a very important thing and something that's kind of lacking in society today. People just aren't as loyal as they used to be, whether it be to a country, whether it be to family, whether it be to friends. People are just aren't loyal as they should anymore. But when it comes to sports, in my wheelhouse, sports fans, every sports fan is loyal to something, whether it be you're an individual. Some people are just, oh, I'm going to follow LeBron James wherever team he goes to. That's fine. They're loyal to LeBron James. Some sports fans are like that. Some sports fans are loyal to conferences. In college sports, especially, they're loyal to conferences. Just ask any SEC fans. You have College Game Day. ESPN College Game Day goes down to an SEC school. They start chanting SEC, SEC. They don't do that in the Big Ten. They don't do that in the Pac-12. They do that in the SEC. They're loyal to the conference. They want what's best for their conference. That's fine. Some people are loyal to cities or regions. That's kind of where I would fall into. I'm loyal to Detroit sports, in case you don't know that. For all of you that do know me, and most people that have watched this do know me, they know that I'm loyal to Detroit sports, whether it be the Red Wings, which is probably the fourth, and then it goes all tied for first with the Lions. Lions are probably number one right now for me because I so want them to be good. That's a whole nother day, a whole nother show, and we'll get into that one another day. Football season is coming up. Lions, Pistons, Tigers. I'm a Detroit guy when it comes to professional sports. College, go blue. I'm Michigan, but we're going to kind of lean towards a professional sports topic today because I want to talk about sports loyalty. What is loyalty? Loyalty is the definition characterized by showing faithfulness to a commitment, vows, or allegiance. So they're just loyal. Now, back in my day, all my 45 years, back in my day, individuals were loyal to who they were drafted to. You didn't see back in the 80s and 90s people asking to be traded or demanding trades as much as they are now. James Harden, someone like that, just didn't exist. Oh, I want to go here. I want to go there. And I'm not going to, you know, come down on today's athletes because that's just the way the business is now. They like to ask for trades. It's a business decision. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go there to either win a championship or to grab the bag and get as much money as possible. But I just don't see the loyalty there. They're loyal to themselves. It's a more selfish society now because back in the day, those guys played for those teams. You had Danny Manning, a guy like Danny Manning playing for the Los Angeles Clippers until he got traded. You had guys like Clyde Drexler, Terry Porter, who stayed out in Portland for their careers for most of the time until Clyde ended up getting traded to Houston and winning. But wasn't a huge demand for a trade. If he did ask for a trade, if any of these guys did ask for a trade, it wasn't out there. And again, there was no social media back then. ESPN wasn't as big as now. Fox Sports, all these different outlets who kind of show all the sports business for what it is. I get all that, but the loyalty back in my day, my kid days, the 80s and 90s was way higher than it is now. I want to talk about an individual today. Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard. He was one of those throwbacks. He was that guy. And I remember him saying years ago that, to kind of just paraphrase what he said, that he didn't want to be traded. He wanted to win in Portland. He wanted to make it happen there. He got drafted there. He wanted to stay loyal to the organization that drafted him, to those fans in the city of Portland. Dame Lillard, if in case you don't know, because he does play for the Portland Trailblazers, we don't see much of the Portland Trailblazers because they're a West Coast thing, that West Coast bias. We don't see them, especially on the East Coast here. Dame has been in the NBA for 11 seasons, a 7-time All-Star, first team All-NBA 2018, 4-time second team All-NBA, twice third team All-NBA. He was the NBA Rookie of the Year. He made the NBA 75th anniversary team 3-point champion back last season, 2020. Well, this season, 2023, and a gold medalist in 2020. Dame Lillard is, I would say, he's a top 10 player right now in the NBA, even though he's at the tail end of his prime and the tail getting towards the end of his career. For years, 11 years, 11 seasons, stayed in Portland. Finally asked for a trade. And at first, when I heard that, I was like, wow, I mean, that's actually something that did surprise me, because not much today does surprise me in the world of sports, because there's so many different things that go on that are just like so weird and so crazy, and you just kind of go with it. But Dame saying, I want to be traded kind of surprised me because of the way he was been so loyal to the Portland Trailblazers and that organization. He's the last of a dying breed. The last of a dying breed. Because, Larry Bird would never. Larry Bird would never say, you know what? I want to be traded over here with Magic so we can win as many rings as possible. He wanted to beat Magic. Magic Johnson would never ask to be traded. Joe and Isaiah would never. They're never trying to go with Chicago to try to, win a ring or try to recruit somebody, to recruit Pippen or recruit Jordan over to the Pistons. They would never. They wanted to beat their brains in. They were loyal to their organizations. Larry Bird, loyal to the Boston Celtics. Isaiah and Joe, loyal to Detroit Pistons. Loyal to the end of their careers. Now, some players who are loyal and love the organization that they're with will get traded from time to time. You don't have a choice at that time. But the superstars, the guys like Dame Lillard, 7-time All-Star, Rookie of the Year, guys like that, they would stay with the team back in the day. Now they're looking for self-gratification. They're looking for what they want. And at a certain point, in a certain way, I don't blame him, because he's not going to win in Portland. Now, why do you play? Like I heard our whole friend Herm Edwards say, Coach Herm Edwards, you play to win the game. You play to win the game. Dame's not going to win in Portland. He's not going to do it. I think he maybe made it out of the first round one season. He can't do it by himself. I don't know if that's an organizational problem. I'm not a Portland Trailblazer insider, but he just wasn't going to do it out there. So part of me is like, I don't blame him for wanting to go to Miami or Milwaukee or wherever he's going to go. He wants to win. And that's commendable. But loyalty in sports has just been something that has just gone away. There's no loyalty anymore. Most of these guys, 95% of these guys are loyal to themselves in a selfish type of way. To a certain point, you do have to take care of yourself. One of the best phrases of advice I've ever gotten in my life. You have to take care of yourself first before you can take care of anybody else. Now, that's way different. That's a way different type of message for a professional athlete, especially someone like Dame Lillard, where financially he's taken care of for the rest of his life. He can take care of who he needs to take care of. But at some point, you need to, not really need, if you're a competitor, and I competed on high school level, but I am very competitive. But I want to win every time. If I'm playing Mario Kart, if I'm playing basketball, if I'm playing whatever, I want to win. Dame wants to win. So I can't really blame him for wanting to be traded. What are your thoughts on loyalty in sports? What are your thoughts on loyalty, period? Leave some comments for me. Leave me more feedback. I appreciate you guys. Thanks very much for tuning in to the OC Show, Episode 2. We'll see ya, Episode 3. Thanks.